Which God are you referring to? Are you asking about the God of Christianity, Islam, Hinduism, or another tradition entirely? Which belief system informs your understanding of your God? And are you assuming your interpretation of God is the only valid one? This concept of God is not universal, and it varies across cultures, histories, and individual experiences. So if you're asking about the patriarchal God who demands obedience while claiming unconditional love, I've walked away from that. If you mean the God who supposedly values life but allows the slaughter of children in classrooms, I will not be able to reconcile with that ever. If you mean the God whose followers justify violence, oppression, and war in his name, I also have rejected that. If you mean the God that male leaders invoke to excuse their lies, abuses, and hypocrisy, that's not the God I follow. If you mean the God who is weaponized to control and silence, I let go of that faith. If you mean a God who only exists to punish, I deconstructed from that. If you mean a God who fits neatly into human constructs of morality and power, I no longer accept those limits. If you mean the God that only accepts a chosen few based on who they love and what they believe, I no longer believe in that God. My understanding of the holy, of the divine, is expansive. It's fluid, and it's no longer confined by dogma or fear. The sacred is found in love, justice, and the interconnectedness of all beings, not in rigid hierarchies or oppressive systems. My spiritual journey is about seeking truth, not defending outdated notions of a God. The question isn't whether I believe in God, it's whether God, as you define it, aligns with the values of compassion, equity, and justice. Because that God was confined to one belief system, one building or institution. And I found so much more outside the confines of those walls. I am no longer a part of a theology of exclusion. My spiritual path now is leading me to seek the holy, the sacred in love, in nature and human connection, not in fear or control. That means my spirituality here on earth is the most important thing to me because I believe that the sacredness invites questions, exploration, growth, and connections outside of our heritages. We're holding on to a blind allegiance to a God based on antiquated text that has been written and rewritten, then you are only looking for people who look like, love like, and believe like you do. But for me, the divine is a mystery, and that mystery is meant to be experienced, not a doctrine to be enforced. I don't care if you believe in God, and I don't care what you think about my spirituality or my beliefs. The only thing I ask you is whether your spirituality brings healing, compassion, and justice to the world. And if it doesn't, it's more about power and control than it is about love. My faith is no longer about being right, but about just being true to who I am and finding people of like minds along the way. So hopefully we can leave the world a little better place because we were in it.